Hey! No, don't do that. I know what's going on.
Okay.
No, fuck it. Keep it going. Keep recording.
Okay.
This is it. This is the Wicked Good Show. Welcome back.
Hey.
Part 2 of our rest of 2019 preview. I am your host, Dylan. I'm here with my comrade, my buddy, mi amigo, my pal, Brian. Say hi to the people.
Hey, everybody. How's it going?
I'm doing good. Very excited for today's episode, probably even more so than last week's episode, because we had a lot of cool new news come out this week between like D23 and just a lot of other trailers dropping. We have the rest of 2019, which I think is by far the stronger half of these two-part episodes. I'm fired up, Brian. I'm good to go. I'm ready to go. I got my little rum and Coke here. I'm excited.
I'm excited as well. As you said, a lot of new news. We could literally be recording this until next week, until the show is supposed to come out.
This is gonna be a long boy. So let's just get right into it. Brian, D23 happened.
Yes, last week. A lot of news.
Man, what a big week for news. We texted yesterday. I was like, Brian, this has probably been like, I can't remember like a week that just had this much shit drop for like just so many properties that we cared about. And man, what a big week. First off, we obviously had the I guess you can call it a trailer. It's more of like a it's a trailer. Let's just call it a trailer. I think whatever they called it, it was like a behind the scenes look. That wasn't really what it was at all. Brian, how did you feel about the new Star Wars trailer?
The very new actual proper Star Wars trailer, correct? Not the Mandalorian.
Yeah. Correct.
I liked it a lot. I was pretty hyped, honestly. Episode 8 are on record as not being the biggest fans of, so it's important that they nail this one, and I'm keeping my hope alive, you know? What did you think about it?
I cannot be more upset. I have even higher expectations for this movie.
Oh, all right. That's good. I thought you were going to say the opposite and like you hate it now. Like
no.
Yeah.
No, I thought you would be a little more upbeat. No, I'm now like I'm all in on Star Wars. Even after like I just watched the trailer again before we came on here, and like I was kind of getting a tear to my eye. I love the whole history of Star Wars at the very beginning of the trailer, going through all the movies, and then it cuts to Rey, and now, man, it's just, I can't wait. I was at maybe like a 6 or a 7 in terms of the hype of this movie. I'm now probably at like a 9 or a 10. Nice. I'm fired up. I think it looks great. We talked about it before here. I think that whole thing with Rey and the red lightsaber, a lot of people are just ruling out, be like, oh, that's a dream sequence. That's going to be like her in the cave, just like Luke again. I disagree. I think that that's purposeful misdirection by them, because I think that that's going to be the first thing everybody's going to come to him and say, like, hey, this is clearly a dream, clearly in the cave.
Right.
That's what it's going to be, and I don't think that they would put that in the trailer if that was the case. I think we may be seeing something, a big twist when it just came before everybody, and I don't think everybody realized it. We can probably talk about this. I think we could do maybe like the week before Star Wars comes out, do like a preview, maybe a recap of all the Star Wars movies before that.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think we can probably dive into spoiler portion of that too, at least what I think is spoiler. What I think is going to happen.
Right.
But yeah, it looks great. What Star Wars is. I think this could potentially be the biggest year for Star Wars. Because after that, we got the Mandalorian trailer.
Yeah, which I was actually super high on. I think it looks amazing. What did you think about it?
I agree. I'm glad we finally got something, since it only comes out in like 2 months.
Yeah, it's very close. I guess they were waiting for D3 to be like, hey, you're going to want Disney Plus, because here's everything coming out on it.
If I didn't have a choice before, I certainly don't have a choice now, because I might just buy the yearly subscription, which I think you're a lunatic if you do that for anything. But yeah, I might just buy the yearly subscription, because Mandalorian looks awesome. Yeah. That's every time somebody asks me how it looks, I'm just like, it looks fucking awesome. I love how you don't see the Mandalorian's face, our boy Oberyn Martell. I love that. I hope it's kind of like a Judge Dredd type thing, where like that you just don't see his face ever. Yeah. And maybe he takes it off. Maybe he's that pig face guy from the Mos Eisley Cantina. But yeah, it looks awesome. This is this previous Star Wars trailer, the one we just discussed, didn't hype me up as much. I think that I would be like, I think I'm more looking forward to the Mandalorian than Star Wars, but this is right there.
Yeah.
Star Wars is like 1A. This is 1B. I think this looks awesome.
I agree. I love the more like underbelly side of Star Wars that they've started to explore in Rogue One and Solo a little bit, and I just want more of that. Like, obviously, I love the whole storyline with Jedis, the Skywalkers. It's cool, but we got to see the Jedi Order in their prime in the prequels. I wanna know what's happening to the day-to-day lives of like an average person in this universe.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is the type of property that I think every lifelong Star Wars fan's been waiting for.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that we're tired of the Skywalker saga. I'm certainly ready for it to end, and for kind of this exact reason, I'm ready to get into different properties. And I think this is a show that probably should have came out like 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
This is kind of like, I guess this is clearly why George Lucas sold Lucasfilm, because he didn't really either think he had the budget to create a property like this. But it was a great move. This is something that we talk about replacing Game of Thrones. I think this is up there with The Witcher for me in terms of like a fantasy sci-fi type show that comes off as realistic. Because this basically, it seems like more of like a Western.
Right, yeah. I think, too, it's starting to fulfill the promise that when Disney bought it and was like, oh, we're going to do all these movies, we're going to do that, it was like, yeah, that makes sense because Star Wars universe is infinitely big. You could do anything.
You literally have endless possibilities.
Yeah, but then they kind of were like, oh, well, we're still going to we're not going to stray too far away from the main storyline. But now it's like, okay, now we are. And I think that's a great direction for them to go.
They had to make sure they kept it on fucking Tatooine of all places. You got to go back to that fucking that planet. But yeah, I'm hyped up. I think the cast is great. It's just I'm fired up. I feel like Chris Farley in that SNL skit where he's just like, hey, remember when you were in Star Wars? That was awesome. Totally how I feel because I'm just like, I am blown away. I just watched both trailers before I came on, and like they just look so fucking cool. Like it just looks like
they really sold this on the concept rather than the star power, like you said, without Pedro Pascal being shown. But also Bill Burr, I would say he's one of the biggest comedians in the world right now, and a selling point in and of himself. And they showed the back of his head. That's it.
Yeah, I agree. This show has so much potential. Honestly, this is the type of thing that it's super hard to fuck up. Like, it's super hard for Disney to fuck this up. Right. This is like, Star Wars should really be like pizza at this point. Other than The Last Jedi, it should be too hard to fuck up. Because especially once you stray away from the Skywalker saga, it's really hard to not please people. We saw with Rogue One. But Rogue One was a phenomenal movie. It's a top 4 Star Wars for me. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I was getting Disney Plus before, but I'm sure as fucking now. This is something
sealed the deal.
Which I think it's different. Is that other than Game of Thrones, I don't think I've ever really been hyped for a show like I would be a movie. Like when you're anticipating this movie this whole time. But The Mandalorian, and maybe it pays tribute to how little they've shown us. This is really the first like really full trailer we've gotten. I'm counting down the days.
Yeah, I think, and of course, like you said, it's hard to get hyped for a show before you see it, but I guess this is the rare instance where it's like, well, I kind of know what they're gonna do somewhat because of the movies. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. I'm afraid for Netflix, honestly. If you're invested in Netflix, I would sell now.
I mean, it seems like we have a few movies that we're going to talk about later that are coming in from Disney Plus, but it seems like Netflix is probably really hunkering down more on movies than anything else right now.
Yeah.
We have The Irishman, which we'll be talking about later, that is going to be coming to Netflix. There's a few other movies I'm drawing a blank on right now, but I know they have some big properties coming out. They have, talking about shows, Peaky Blinders, which I think is probably, we don't want to talk about underrated shows. I think Peaky Blinders is up there for like being just like one of the most slept on shows in the world right now, and they have that coming back soon, and that has its fan base. But I think Netflix will be okay. But they're losing all their Disney properties, and it's going to Disney Plus, and I think that was probably the best thing about Netflix in terms of their movies. I think Netflix will be okay, but yeah, Disney Plus it's gonna from day one just take over. Which kind of worries me. I'm hoping they're ready for their servers, like their servers up there. I do think that day one people are gonna be fucking flooding Disney Plus.
Yeah, you'd think they would be able to, but I also thought Blizzard would be prepared for World of Warcraft servers this week, and they were not.
Shout out. We get everything. Make sure you check out our YouTube page.
Yeah, definitely check that out. All right, so what's up next? What's next on the agenda?
So another thing that was revealed at D23, we got a glimpse at a lot of Marvel's future, especially in terms of the shows. Black Panther 2 was officially announced.
Very nice.
Which is great. We also found out that Kit Harington, who I really, really was hoping was going to be Wolverine. I thought that's like a perfect casting. We found out he's also going to be in the Eternals, so he's linking back up with Richard Madden. The Stark brothers are together again.
Riding together once again.
Yep.
He's also playing Black Knight.
Which
is hilarious.
The Eternals and Black Knight, two characters I really know nothing about. First-handly.
Straight up, I have never heard of Black Knight before, honestly. Anyone who says, like, who's a casual fan is like, yeah, I've heard of them, they're a liar.
Sure have not.
Like, maybe, like, real big comic book nerds know who he is, but he's not, like, a power player in the cultural zeitgeist, you know?
Yeah. That movie, I'm probably minimal hype for that, honestly. Mm-hmm. I'll probably be more excited when it comes out, but like the Eternals, sure. If it's going to somehow tie into all the other movies, great.
Yeah.
What else did we get this week? We saw the WandaVision. We saw the posters for Falcon and Winter Soldier, which Bucky Barnes has short hair now. That was pretty much that poster.
Did we get a confirmation on? Isn't Kurt Russell's son going to be in it as U.S. agent?
That I do not know. That would be news to me. Wyatt Russell is his name.
Wyatt Russell.
Yeah.
He's really good in Black Mirror.
He's good in Black Mirror. He was good in Everybody Wants Some. Richard Linklater.
Yeah, he is cast as U.S. agent for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Interesting.
So.
I like Wyatt Russell. He was also in Overlord.
Yes.
Which came out last year, that I thought was a kind of sort of slept on movie.
I meant to see it and I did not see it. So I need to do my Wyatt Russell homework before this comes out.
And another poster we got was the Black Widow poster, which is the next Marvel movie coming out in May, I believe, May or April. And we saw David Harbour in his little super suit. We saw what's his name? That's also in that show or in that movie. Florence Pugh, who was in Midsommar, who is also in another movie we'll be talking about later. Florence Pugh is also in it. She was kind of the breakout star from Midsommar. And we obviously have Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow. Looks cool. Poster looks fine. It takes place after Civil War, I think it does.
Oh, yeah.
Pause real quick. Dude, your chair's driving me nuts.
Let me switch it out.
All right, we're back, baby. Shout out Brian Wong, who told us that he doesn't like the squeaky chairs. We resolved the squeaky chair issue. I hope he's still listening because he'll probably laugh at that. Yeah, back to Black Widow. I'm looking forward to this movie mainly because it's obviously linked into Marvel canon, and I'm sure we'll get a post-credit scene that will somehow introduce something else. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But it's something I'm only a little more hyped for because it's a MCU movie. But I think maybe once we finally get a trailer, the hype will gain a little higher. Because it's a movie. When I first heard, I said sure. And I don't know if this is going to be rated R, but I think originally their hope was to make it rated R. I doubt it, since Disney's stance on the rated R is kind of very sketchy right now. But sure, Black Widow. I mean, I'll see it Thursday. It comes out.
Yeah, it was like when you heard it announced, you were like, sure, and then when you watched Endgame, you were like, sure, what? Yep. So yeah, we have a lot of questions that need answering before we can really cast judgment on this. But hey, Scarlett Johansson has been awesome as Black Widow, so I guess I'm happy that we'll be seeing her again.
Agreed. And then the last thing I want to talk about before we get to our rest of 2019 preview, the Joker trailer. New one came out.
This is the best trailer that came out this week.
Interesting. So let's jump on it. Give us your thoughts.
I think that, like we talked about last week, this is such like a non-win role because it's so hard to top Heath Ledger's portrayal and Jack Nicholson's portrayal. Other people do say it was better, but I think Joaquin Phoenix is gonna be as good as both of them, if not maybe even a little bit better. And I think telling this interesting story of the Joker should be fun and dark and kind of what the DC universe needs right now, where everything's feeling a little stale, and we're at like a point where things are getting rebooted and recast, but some stuff isn't getting recast, and it's a very confusing time. And this is kind of when Marvel was making their cinematic universe, DC they were at a fork in the road, right? They had the Dark Knight trilogy, 3 of the best superhero movies ever made. I'll say The Dark Knight is one of the best films, period, ever made. And they could have chased the Marvel dragon and make a connected universe, or they could have been like, well, that's nice, but fuck it. We care about making the best, most high-quality films rather than trying to just do what Marvel does. And I hoped that they were going to go that route, and they didn't, and it didn't pay off, and I am hopeful now that this is kind of a reset for them, and they're going back to being like, you know what, we're just going to fund the best films rather than like trying to do what Marvel's doing.
Yeah, I mean, I think you really said it all. It's great to see DC kind of take this direction. It's going to be dark, it's going to be gritty. I saw a lot of people saying that, you know, things like Batman vs Superman, though not a great movie, they don't like how DC's dark, and I kind of disagree.
I disagree too.
It's one of the things I feel like DC has always been. Before really the live action movies came out, DC was always on top because of that. Because even like the Batman animated series is regarded as one of the best shows ever.
Yeah, I was about to say that's dark as shit.
It was dark. It was shown for kids. It really wasn't all that for kids. I've gone back and watched it. I'm like, holy shit! I can't believe some of the stuff they got away with here. It's that in my opinion, other than the Dark Knight, if you want like a true to comic adaptation. The Batman animated series is by far the way to go. It's phenomenal. It's so good. But yeah, agreed with the Joker. I have, other than probably Star Wars movie wise, the rest of the year, this is probably number 2 for me. This looks great. I think Phoenix is gonna be lights out. We have Zazie Beetz in it, De Niro, which is interesting. Then obviously we have Scorsese producing. This is officially. Speaking of which, if this was a 7 or 8, this is now probably turned to like a 9 or a 10. Same as Star Wars.
I'm so excited, dude. Oh my god.
Same. And I just hope. I feel like this is high risk, high reward. I am obviously hoping it's high reward.
Yeah.
But I do feel like there is a chance that this could suck.
Yeah. There's always that lingering fear in the back of your mind, like, what if this is awful?
Yeah, it's like I am holding out hope that this is going to be phenomenal, and that's why I'm looking forward to it. And I think that everything's kind of coming together. But I said the same thing about Batman vs Superman. This is actually the only thing that's similar about this is I can probably compare hype-wise, where the Joker is obviously the best villain in comics.
That's very fair.
He somehow has not managed to be like overused. Some people can maybe say he has been. I don't think he has. One of actually our first little friend dates, you and I, was going to see The Killing Joke in theaters, and although a arguably bad movie, I think we both enjoyed it. But it also
I liked it. I mean, I know I didn't read the comic though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It got shit. I think it had like a 30-something on Rotten Tomatoes, which I didn't realize till recently. I didn't hate it that much, but the Joker still. This is probably gonna be something that's closest to that too. I think because we're getting the Joker's origins. I don't think this will be a canon movie. I think we talked about previously. I don't think that we'll see him go up against Rob Pattinson, but I'm intrigued. I'm interested. I'm excited. This movie cannot come soon enough. This is after it. This is the next movie to look forward to, and I'm fired up.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. I'm really looking forward to talking about it. I think that it's just going to be a super different take on the superhero genre. I'm full notch excited. I can't fucking wait.
Yeah. No, I agree. All right. So what is up next?
All right, buddy. I say, unless you got anything else, I'd say let's jump into our 2019 remaining preview. Part 2.
Yeah, let me think. I don't think there's anything pressing that I want to talk about it, so let's do it.
I guess the only other thing we can bring up quickly is that Kevin Feige basically said that he knew the thing with the relationship of Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's not true.
Fuck you, Kevin
Feige.
Fucking
lie.
Why don't you get your shit together and get Spider-Man back? Don't give me that bullshit how you say that the guy who's replacing Tony Stark as the head of the Avengers, as the head of the MCU, was never really intended to be in the remaining movies. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Get your shit together. You make billions a year. Do you really need to take half of a property that's not yours and you knew it wasn't yours to begin with, and you knew what you were doing making these movies, just take the fucking 5%. You're still the highest grossing movie company in the world. Fuck you, Kevin Feige. Get Spider-Man back. I don't want to hear that shit, how he was never intended to be in it. That's all I have to say about that. Fuck you, Kevin Feige.
Yeah.
It pains me to say that.
I know, yeah. I mean, when you like tweeted that at me, I was like, this is just a lie. Like, this is just obviously not true. Who does he think he's fooling?
No.
Yeah.
And shout out Brian Wong. His favorite superhero. Don't take away Brian Wong's favorite superhero.
Don't do this to him.
Kevin Feige, you greedy fuck.
Don't give him another Amazing Spider-Man series. It's not fair.
All right. I got that off my chest now. All right. I feel relieved. I forgot that.
Ready to do the rest of the show now?
All right, Brian. So first up, last week we finished on the weekend of November 1st. So we are now starting back up, obviously, the weekend of November 8th. And this is a movie that has 2 stars that I think are eventually going to get their due. That is Last Christmas, starring Emilia Clarke and Henry Golding, also featuring Emma Thompson. It's a Christmas movie, obviously. Kate, a young woman subscribed to bad decisions. Her last date with disaster. I didn't think that this was going to be like a question type thing. That of having accepted to work as Santa's elf for a department store. However, she meets Tom there. Her life takes her new turn for Kate. It seems too good to be true. That was a terrible synopsis. What the fuck was that? Yeah, Emilia Clarke. Christmas movie. She's working at a convenience store as an elf. She meets Henry Golding, sweeps her off her feet. This is basically like a reverse Elf, without the musical and without kind of the corniness. But this is a movie I'll probably see because this is really one of the only like true Christmas movies coming out this year, and I love Emilia Clarke.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not gonna watch Hallmark movies, that's about the only other option we got. Being
directed by Paul Feig, who did a simple favor. This past year, which I actually did like. He's also done stinkers like fucking Ghostbusters, Spy. He was
the Bridesmaid director. That's probably where he rose to the most prominence.
Yeah, Bridesmaids and A Simple Favor last year, which is actually a very underrated movie in my opinion. Other than that, Ghostbusters, one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Spy, pretty bad also. Yeah, he's directed a couple episodes in The Office. So I'm certainly not seeing this movie just because of him, but that's a named actor to talk about. And Emma Thompson also co-wrote this.
Oh, very cool.
Which is interesting. So I'm seeing because it's a Christmas movie. Seems like a really good rom-com date night type movie. And love Emilia Clarke, like Henry Golding too, who was also in The Simple Favor. He was great, and obviously in Crazy Rich Asians. Right. Next up, which is actually we were talking about packed weekends. This is one of them. Next up, which is also coming out November 8th, is Dr. Sleep, the sequel to The Shining, a movie really, I hate to say, but who asked for this?
Well, that was definitely the reaction to the book, too. Like, Stephen King, we didn't want this. Why?
Years following the events of The Shining, now adult Dan Torrance meets a young girl with similar powers as his and tries to protect her from a cult known as the True Knot. Just the first time I've read synopsis for this. Who prey on children with powers to remain immortal. Directed by Mike Flanagan, obviously written by Stephen King based on the novel. Starring Ewan McGregor, which is the biggest draw for this. Rebecca Ferguson for Mission Impossible, and Jacob Tremblay. I don't know. I honestly have no idea how I feel about this. I think The Shining's a very, very good movie. It was scary when I first watched it. It's not a movie that I'm in love with, but this is probably a movie I'll end up seeing because I'm a movie guy and we have a podcast and I have AMC A-list.
Just short of being contractually obligated to see it.
Yeah, but other than that, I don't know. I could see this at home or I could see it in the theaters. Brian, how do you feel about it?
I wasn't interested in the book. I'm not particularly interested in the movie. It's not a story that we needed a sequel to.
Unless it's flawless. Unless it gets great reviews, and I'll definitely go see the opening week, but I feel like we say that about most of these movies.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of people I know read Stephen King and are like really big fans of him, and no one has ever been like, yo, you gotta check out Dr. Sleep.
I think Ewan McGregor is the big draw too, because I feel like hopefully he wouldn't take a shitty movie. I feel like he's at the stage in his career where he doesn't have to do that. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll follow. We'll see how it does. Next up, same weekend, a very intriguing movie. You want to talk about intriguing? This is Honey Boy, which is written by Shia LaBeouf, also starring Shia LaBeouf as his own dad. It's based on Shia LaBeouf's life. The actual synopsis is from a screenplay by Shia LaBeouf based on his own experiences. Filmmaker Alma Harrell brings to life a young actor's story, stormy childhood and early adult years as he struggles to reconcile with his father and deal with his mental health. Mm-hmm. The trailer looks great. Lucas Hedges, one of the best young actors in Hollywood, is playing basically Shia LaBeouf. I know that he's called Shia LaBeouf in the movie. Yeah. He's called Otis. And then Noah Jupe is playing the young Otis, who's basically supposed to be him during his like even Stevens years and all that. And Shia LaBeouf, as we mentioned, playing his dad. Very interesting. Mm-hmm. Very, very interesting movie to me because I always liked Shia LaBeouf. It kind of sucks when he fell off the scene. Yeah. I also thought he was a terrible cast in Indiana Jones, but loved Shia LaBeouf before that. Very interesting to me. This is a movie I will probably see out of pure curiosity. Plus, I think Lucas Hedges is kind of like every movie he's in is kind of must watch now, because they're just always good.
Right. I think I love Shia LaBeouf as well. I think obviously we both grew up with Even Stevens, so we're colored a little bit by that. But I think he's a very interesting actor. Like he flirted with being a kind of traditional leading man for a few years in Hollywood and then kind of fell off. But when he fell off, he like started taking, he did the thing that any actor should do and just start taking like challenging, interesting roles. And I think, this will be another challenging, interesting role and potentially movie, and I would more likely see this than any of the other ones coming out this weekend. Also,
apparently only an hour and 33 minutes long, so quick watch.
Right. I'm definitely going to see it then.
Next up, same weekend, we have Midway. It is a World War II battle porn movie. This is directed by Roland Emmerich. The story of the Battle of Midway told by the leaders and sailors who fought it. Also starring Patrick Wilson, Luke Evans, and Dennis Quaid. Buddy, I got a feeling this is going to suck. Yeah. But I love World War II. I love the Battle of Midway, which was one of the more notorious war movies that came out during like the 50s, 60s, 70s type era. Mm-hmm. I don't know. This seems like it's just going to be like a mindless war movie. I'm going to say pass. I'm not even going to say if it has great reviews, I'll see it. This is probably a pass for me. This is just like an action porn. I don't really need this.
Yeah, the original is like a very role that Quentin Tarantino would have stuck Rick Dalton in, I feel like, in the background.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm not too interested, and I haven't heard literally anything about it, which doesn't seem like it's going to be good in that case.
Yeah, so we can just skip that.
Yeah, there's also a World War I movie with Benedict Cumberbatch that I also don't think looks that good. That's probably coming up.
Ooh, we will be getting to that later. The Wednesday after, it looks like that is going to be released on, speaking of Disney Plus, one of Disney Plus's first movies that comes out, and that is on November 12th. And this is another Christmas movie, and that is Noelle, which I think is probably the big brother to Last Christmas. This is starring Anna Kendrick and Bill Hader, and as well as Billy Eichner. Bill Hader is hot as ever right now between Barry, which I've told you before is the best show on TV. Anna Kendrick, who is just awesome in everything she's in. This is a Disney Plus movie, as mentioned. Santa's daughter, Anna Kendrick, finds herself having to take over the family business. Buddy, see it.
I mean, dude, it's going to be on my TV, like at home. Of course I'm going to see it.
100%. Yeah. So. I can pop it on November 12th. No questions asked.
Just when it's starting to feel a little Christmassy before Thanksgiving, so it's a little like on the edge, but sometimes you just got to go for it.
This is like the prime time for Christmas movies to come out, I guess, because you want people to get into the Christmas mood.
Right.
They always do that weird thing when they have like that month turnaround where all of a sudden Noelle is fucking streaming like the day of Christmas.
Right.
Well, actually, it starts streaming the day it comes out because it's on Disney Plus. But we'll get like Last Christmas like available to buy in digital like on December 22nd.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So see it for us. Next up, which is that weekend of November 15th, a movie which I don't know if. So this is when it's being released in theaters, but this movie will also be featured on Amazon Prime, and that is The Report, starring Adam Driver, Annette Bening, and John Hamm. The idealistic Senate staffer Daniel J. Jones, who played by Adam Driver, tasked with his boss to lead an investigation into the CIA's post 9/11 detention interrogation program and uncovers shocking secrets. This is a see it. This period of time, 9/11, all that really intrigues me. I will probably not see it in the theaters, but I will definitely see it when it comes on Amazon Prime. Adam Driver, great actor. He was awesome. Black Klansman. See it for me, buddy.
Yeah, definitely. I was gonna make a bad joke about them just monetizing everything from our childhood, but or remaking it. But no, definitely, like you said, 9/11 is an intriguing topic, especially for us since we were like kids during it. Is probably one of the first big shared traumatic events in our life. So, I think we're very fixated on that time, people our age. But yeah, man, I think this looks really good. I love Adam Driver too. I've liked him a lot since Girls, so I'm in.
Also, the same weekend is Charlie's Angels on the weekend of November 15th.
Yeah, it is.
Directed by Elizabeth Banks, also written by Elizabeth Banks, starring Naomi Scott, Kristen Stewart, Elizabeth Banks. Obviously, a reboot to Charlie's Angels. A new generation of private detectives working for the mysterious Charlie. Buddy, I got a bad feeling. I got a feeling this is gonna be a stinker.
Listen,
I hope I'm wrong.
I will take the bullet and go see it because Jenny told me she wants to go see it.
I mean, in all fairness, the other Charlie Angels suck too, and I watched both of them numerous times.
Right,
Mainly because I was a young boy hitting puberty.
Yeah, this is appealing for reasons,
I think Kristen Stewart's a good actress. I think same thing with Rob Pattinson. She gets a lot of shit for Twilight. Probably not rightfully so, since that was like 20 years ago. But Elizabeth Banks, who's a lot of fun. Naomi Scott, who's really good too. I don't know if I'll see it. I'll see it at some point. Probably not in the theaters. But I'm at least not completely out on it. But I do think that there's a high chance where this could suck.
Yeah, and also people who judge them, fuck you guys. We gave Rami Malek an Oscar. You guys can forgive Stewart and Patterson for those movies. Dakota Fanning was also in them. So, like, come on, guys. I think this has the potential to just be really god-awful.
Yep.
Honestly, I don't think it's a hot take to say best case it's an average film. I think this has no chance of being like awesome.
This movie has also been plugged before every movie I've seen at AMC for the past like 3 months.
Yeah, it's been doing the rounds.
All right, next up, same weekend. This is really our first heavy hitter Oscar hype movie, and that is Ford versus Ferrari, directed by James Mangold, who you would know from Logan. He did the Wolverine movie. He also did Night and Day with Tom Cruise, 3:10 to Yuma. Did Walk the Line, which is one of my all-time favorite movies. This is starring Christian Bale, Matt Damon, and this is about an American car designer, Carroll Shelby, and driver Ken Miles battle corporate interference, the laws of physics, and their own personal demons to build a revolutionary race car for Ford and challenge Ferrari at the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 1966. This looks great.
Yeah.
I don't know. The trailer looks great. Christian Bale, arguably the best. I mean, I've been saying like great actor, one of the best actors around. Christian Bale generally is one of the better actors, arguably the best actor out right now. He's great. I put him up there with Leo, and I even think that he maybe even be ahead of Leo, honestly, because just the intensity he brings. This movie, I will see it. I'm going to probably see it twice, because one will be to study it, one will be to enjoy it. This movie is gonna fucking bang. I think this is gonna be a big Oscar contender. I'm really looking forward to this.
I agree. James Mangold obviously is an incredibly talented director. Christian Bale, he does whatever he has to do for a role. He'll lose weight. He'll do anything. So I'm looking forward to this one as well. And like you said, this is screaming Oscar.
Brian Wong is not going to like this pod because he said that you and I need to disagree more.
I think that one of the reasons we started the podcast is because we had similar movie tastes. So that's hard. That's a hard sell, Brian. This doesn't need to be Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman, or who was the guy before Max Kellerman? Skip Bayless. Yeah. See, then it just evolves into disagreeing for no reason.
Well, I disagree with your chair.
Yeah, me too. I need to replace it.
I didn't like that. Fuck you.
Need to pull an Antonio Brown and toss it off my balcony.
All right, next up, the following weekend, another banger of a movie that's coming out this year, the weekend of November 22nd, and that is Frozen 2, baby. Hell yeah. Frozen 2, Anna, Elsa, Kristoff, Olaf, and Sven leave Arendelle to travel to an ancient autumn-bound forest of an enchanted land. They set out to find the origin of Elsa's powers in order to save their kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously starring Jonathan Groff, Kristen Bell, Evan Rachel Wood, and Idina Menzel. Buddy, say no more.
Yeah, I mean, obviously everyone's going to go see this. Everyone saw Frozen, so it just, I feel hopefully there's not a Let It Go type song for all you parents, That
I cannot wait. top five most anticipated movie of the year. Being 100% honest, it's probably number 5. Really, I'm really fucking looking forward to this.
I really like how they are like, we're not gonna just make a safe movie. This looks super different and interesting.
This is like their Empire Strikes Back.
Right.
This is the dark, very serious, like tone-setting movie for them. Yeah, this is potentially the first movie my daughter will go see in the theater. I've seen Frozen no less than 100 times this past year. And I love it every time. Yeah. Frozen is one of my favorite Disney movies, right up there with Coco. Behind Coco, but right up there with Coco. Hell yeah. Going to see it. Probably see it opening weekend. Love it. Can't wait.
Probably. Do you think it'll make $1 billion?
No, I don't. So I think it'll get very close, but I don't. Area. I don't think it has the pull of some of these other movies that are doing $1 billion.
Yeah.
I just don't. But I think it'll be close. I think it'll be over maybe like 600.
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Next up, same weekend, a movie that I'm actually curious. I'm going to get your take first. A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, starring Tom Hanks, based on the true story of real-life friendship between Fred Rogers and journalist Tom Junod. Surprisingly, only an hour and 47 minutes long, which is surprising to me. Brian, what you got for this movie?
So my initial gut reaction to this movie was probably bad, and it's probably not going to get people to like me very much, but that's okay. It was I feel like Tom Hanks playing Mr. Rogers, and it's we get it, Tom Hanks. You play every nice man that's ever existed. We get it already, but I'm sure it'll be fine. It's definitely one of those movies that's coming off the heels of what was the documentary with Mr. Rogers?
I think it was just called Mr. Rogers. I don't remember.
What was it? What's the name of this movie?
A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood.
Yeah, I think it was called Won't You Be My Neighbor?
Yep, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah, I was which one's called that? I'm sure it'll be very good. I'm sure Tom Hanks will get nominated for an Oscar. It's almost offensive to say, because it's Tom Hanks obviously kills it in the role, but it's getting to the point where it's I'm almost bored by how good Tom Hanks is as an actor. But what's your take?
Buddy, let me tell you something. I don't give a fuck about this movie.
So good, you're on.
I see so many people. Maybe I didn't watch Mr. Rogers enough as a kid, and I love Tom Hanks, but I don't give a fuck about this movie.
Right.
I have no intention to see this movie unless it gets nominated for Best Picture. When then I have a yearly thing where I have to see every Best Picture. Tom Hanks playing a famous white guy.
Yeah, great. Right. Every nice white old man. Like I
said, I love Tom Hanks. He's great. He's fucking Tom Hanks. But I don't give a fuck about this movie. The documentary I didn't really give a shit about. I see grown men tweeting and shit crying already. This is bringing tears to my eyes. I'm maybe because I'm a little younger and maybe I just watch Sesame Street or Recess. Those are two very different shows.
No,
but
I really don't. Similar.
I don't remember watching Mr. Rogers, and I don't care.
I remember watching it a decent amount, but it's also, like I said, it's I just want Tom Hanks to take a fucking risk, be a villain in a movie or some shit. Tom Hanks,
oh man, Tom Hanks in the MCU. God.
I was thinking Leo and Django Unchained. I want to see that style of a turn for Tom.
Very
Hanks.
Interesting. That is. On a real note, that's a very interesting prospect. Yeah. Yes.
So, but no, he's gonna keep playing the hero, nice old guy in every movie forever, and keep getting nominated and winning Oscars. And I think I just have to accept that.
Unless he just gets cast as the villain in Black Panther 2.
Right.
It would be so funny.
I think I can't even remember a movie where he took a non-Tom Hanks role. Probably But even like Saving Private Ryan's like gritty, but he's still like the ultimate good guy.
That's the thing. Is like he kind of just invented like his own category. Where like it's only him that can do it. It's only Tom Hanks that can be in a Tom Hanks role.
Yeah.
But it's because of him that it's now referred to like that. Like fucking Sully. Like Forrest Gump is known as that because that's Tom Hanks. I mean, I feel like probably his last like risky, like really out there role was Philadelphia.
Right.
Which is
he got his Oscar and he's like done with that shit.
Like, all right, yeah. So he played Captain Phillips, like buddy,
Sully.
like relax. The Post,
Yeah.
like Jesus Christ. Yeah, it only being an hour and 47 minutes long helps, like with the chances I see it, but like I just don't care. Sorry, Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, this is gonna be. Just clip this part and just gonna title it "Fuck Tom Hanks."
I didn't say that. Next up is same weekend, 21 Bridges. We were just talking about this for the pod, starring Chadwick Boseman, also featuring Taylor Kitsch and J.K. Simmons, directed by Brian Kirk, produced by the Russo brothers, which is probably the biggest draw to this other than Chadwick Boseman. A disgraced detective in the New York City Police Department is given a shot at redemption. It kind of seems like it's like a almost out of time type movie. Like he's running around the city trying to solve a crime. I don't know if this is an opening weekend type movie for me, but I'm intrigued by it. The Russo brothers producing it really helps me out a lot. I'm interested. I'll see it. I'll definitely see this before Mr. Rogers. Not before Frozen, but definitely before Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, I think it's tough to open against Frozen. I guess this is just for like adults who don't want to see Frozen. I'm interested. I love like police detective movies. Chadwick Boseman, I think, is a very good actor. J.K. Simmons, obviously, love him and everything. And yeah, I will see it eventually. I will not be seeing it opening weekend, I don't think.
All right,
but definitely rent it for sure.
Yep. This is next up. We have a movie that I guess I'll see, but the director I'm not really the biggest fan of, and that is Knives Out. Knives Out, directed and written by Ryan Johnson, starring Ana de Armas, Chris Evans, Daniel Craig. A detective investigates the death of a patriarch of an eccentric, combative family. Looks interesting, looks funny. Ryan Johnson, obviously, last movie was Last Jedi. We all know how we feel about that. This is a see it for me. It's a see it. I'm going to go see it. I don't know if I'll like it because I'm very iffy on Ryan Johnson now, even though like Looper was good. So I'm really just iffy on it because of Star Wars. I'm still petty because of that. But yeah, Knives Out. Brian, how we doing? How you feel about this?
So obviously I've talked in the past about really liking Ryan Johnson other than Star Wars. But my biggest problem with this movie, and it should speak to me because I love murder mysteries. I just said I love detective movies. But I felt like the trailer, it's like a 50-50 jokes like landing or missing for me. And if that's the trailer, that's not good. The trailer should be hysterical if it's going to be a comedy, you know?
Yeah.
But that's also just me. That's also just my taste where it's like, I know exactly what this joke's going to be. Oh, okay, that joke was kind of weird and lame. I don't know. It has a good cast and it could be good, but I don't see myself seeing it.
Yeah, really no more has to be said there. The same weekend, and this is the weekend it's actually streaming on Netflix. It is being released in theaters on November 1st, and that is The Irishman, which, The Irishman is the length of a miniseries. This fucking movie is 3.5 hours confirmed. Confirmed 3.5 hour long movie, directed by Martin Scorsese, starring Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, Jesse Plemons, and our boy Joe Pesci. A mob hitman recalls his possible involvement with the slaying of Jimmy Hoffa. We have a de-aged Robert De Niro, de-aged Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci.
I will see this. I am not at all happy that it's 3.5 hours long.
but you can watch it at home, so you can pause it if you need to.
Which I hate doing for movies, but like 3.5 hours. Is that longer than Return of the King?
I think it's definitely like right there.
I think it is, dude. That's a really fucking long movie.
Yeah, I'm guessing because one of the things when I saw Scorsese was making a Netflix movie, it's like, what did they do other than give him money to come here? And I guess it must have been like, you can literally make this movie however the fuck you want.
I have a feeling, I really don't know if he originally wanted to do this movie. Like I don't know like how this all worked out. How like if he did the movie and then Netflix gave into the production. I don't know all that because I don't think originally Netflix had the rights to
Oh,
this.
interesting. All right.
I could be very wrong. I don't remember. I think that originally he was doing this movie. He needed to get a distributor, and eventually Netflix won the bid. I could be wrong, but 3.5 hours, man, fuck. Like I thought about going to see this in the theater because I love the theater going experience. There is 0% chance I go see this in the theater. It's 3.5 hours long.
You know what would happen if I went to see a 3.5 hour movie? It would 5 minutes in I would have to pee, and then I would try not to pee for the next 3 hours and not enjoy the film.
It's just nuts. Like that's basically 2 movies. Like that's watching 2 movies back to back. Which even then, like summer, that's so long. That's crazy.
And like once upon a time in Hollywood, I was like, all right, this is about the maximum I'm okay with the movie being.
Agreed. Yeah, around like even it too is going to be challenging that at 2 hours and 59 minutes or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's
really
a
fucking
long time to just
like
sit in a movie theater.
That's nuts. Like this would be like I remember when I was a kid, I was like Pearl Harbor's a long fucking movie. I think it's only like 2.5 hours.
Right.
And like now it'll be like 3.5 hours. Like holy shit, dude.
I know. I haven't watched Return of the King in theaters obviously since it came out, but like I know that when I watch it at home, I definitely pause it because it's.
I remember Return of the King. I went and saw it with my grandfather. We must have gotten up and get ready to leave like 4 times in that fucking movie. Not because the end. Not because it sucked. Yeah. Because we kept thinking it was over. It was like, all right, this has been 3 hours, like, and they kept cutting and fading away. And then they would go to the next thing. I'm like, holy shit, this is a long fucking movie.
Yeah.
And The Irishman, I there's no way I can go to the theater to do it. I just can't. That's like, the world's going on around you, man. 3.5 hours of the theater. That's nuts. But all the power to him. I think this will be another Oscar contender unless it fucking stinks, which I'm on the fence. I don't think it will be though. But the Irishman, November 27th on Netflix, 3.5 hours, buddy. Whoa.
All right. Yeah, I mean, we're going to see it on Netflix and review it, so there's no reason to say I'm not going to see it, you know?
Yep. The next movie we have up, actually jumping 2 weeks, is Jumanji, The Next Level, which I kind of forgot was even coming out this year until I was pulling this list up. A team of friends return to Jumanji to rescue one of their own, but discover that nothing as they expected. The players need to brave parts unknown, from arid deserts to snowy mountains, in order to escape the world's most dangerous game. This is obviously starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Cara Gillian, Awkwafina, Kevin Hart. Also has our boy, I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. Oh my god, Danny DeVito. What the fuck?
Oh.
How can I forget Danny DeVito's name? It's a national treasure.
He is.
Don't give a fuck. Don't give a fuck about this movie. Danny DeVito, even though Always Sunny's my all-time favorite show, will not be seeing this movie in the theater. That I can guarantee you.
Yeah, same page there. I have no interests. Not much more for me to say about that one.
I thought that the last Jumanji was. I might even put it ahead of Avatar. Maybe the most overrated movie ever.
Ooh.
Just based on like the money it made and just how insane it did, and how it was basically sold out for like 4 straight weekends. Like, did not get it. I waited to see it at home. I'm like, I don't get it. This is fine. I like saw myself checking my watch. If I ever have to check my watch in the movie, that's it. I have no interest in this movie.
Yeah.
And I certainly have no fucking interest in that. And with that, let's jump over to the one of the weekends that really matter, and that is December 20th, which is the weekend that Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker is being released. No explanation really needed. Directed by J.J. Abrams, stars Adam Driver, Daisy Ridley, Domhnall Gleeson. Obviously see it. I don't know what else to say. That we just talked about it when we saw the trailer. This is it. This is it for the Skywalker saga. This is the cap really to the Star Wars story that we all know and love. I think that J.J. Abrams is going to nail it. I think it's going to be a super fan servicey movie, and I'm just going to fucking eat it up. And I can't wait. I would be shocked if this gets really bad reviews. If they're like, this is not good, I would be shocked, because I think this is another movie that I think is very tough to fuck up. And I think there are going to be people that are going to be mad if it's not what they want. But yeah, this is Star Wars. I'm going to see it regardless of The Last Jedi. And Brian, I got a feeling you'll have a very similar thought. Brian Wong.
Yeah, obviously I'm going to see it. The real question is, what damage did The Last Jedi do to moviegoers, or conversely, if this is amazing, will people just not give a shit about their resentment for Last Jedi and still go out and see it?
I think if the hype didn't come back with this D23 trailer, it will when the movie comes out. I think around the time, because I'll still probably see this every night of the weekend, like I have done for the past
Right.
3 Star Wars movies,
Mm-hmm.
with the exception of Solo.
Mm.
I will buy tickets to one night in IMAX, one night in regular theater. I don't know. If it has any impact, it's very minimal.
Mm.
Because you'll still get the keyboard warriors saying that there's no way they're seeing this, that Rian Johnson and Kathleen Kennedy all ruined Star Wars, which
yeah, Dylan, you don't
nerds.
understand. There are a lot of YouTube channels that are relying on this being bad so they can make another 5 years of bitching about Star Wars.
Oh, I know. I know. Check out Wicked Good Everything. Yeah, the Star Wars, I really can't wait. I'm really looking forward to us getting the actual final full trailer, which will be coming out when the tickets are released, or probably sometime around middle of October. Yeah,
hype
can't
as
fucking
fuck. What's next?
Next up, same weekend, tough weekend.
Same weekend? What the fuck?
These other 2 movies, and buddy, that's Cats. Cats. A tribe of cats called the Jellicles must decide yearly which one will ascend to the Heavenside lair and come back to the new Jellicle life. It's a musical, obviously, starring Idris Elba, Rebel Wilson, James Corden, Julie Andrews, Taylor Swift. Wow. I certainly will not be seeing this the weekend it comes out. I love musicals. I'm a sucker for musicals. I will be the first to admit that. I have very low expectations for this movie, and I really think it's actually going to be a train wreck, and the animation just looks freaky. But I will see it, as mentioned, and we'll not see it that weekend. But yeah, Brian, Cats.
Yeah, man. I mean, just tough draw for Star Wars to be up against this juggernaut. This movie will make money because there are furries who exist, and they will be seeing this movie. I will not be seeing it, though. I don't know anything about the show Cats, other than it's like a punchline. Like, I don't get it.
The movie looks creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just looks very creepy. Like, I heard Cats is basically a story that has no story. That's Cats. It's musical. People are going to be seeing it. All the Swifties are going to be going. All the people that are going to be trying to fuck Idris Elba's cat are going to be going.
Yeah. It's going to be huge. Rule 34 is all over this. Dude, what the fuck? I remember when I saw the trailer, I legitimately questioned if I was hallucinating. It's like, they wouldn't make this, right? And then, no.
They did just do sexualized cats singing.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they did. All right. So what's the other movie opening this weekend?
Oh, sorry, that's it. So actually, there was only 2. Because we are now on to Christmas Day, and the movie that I thought was that weekend, but it's actually Christmas Day, is Little Women, who was directed by Greta Gerwig, starring Florence Pugh, Timothée Chalamet, Emma Watson, and I'm forgetting one more person that's in this, but forgive me. The 4 sisters come of age in America in the aftermath of the Civil War. Little Women, a movie that's probably redone like 3 or 4 times. It was a book. Greta Gerwig. She did Lady Bird, which I know you liked.
Love it
a lot.
Yeah.
Greta Gerwig, I think, is a great director. I'm surprised she's doing a adaptation / reboot of Little Women. It seems like her and her own written stuff really crushed it with Lady Bird. I'm sorry. What's her name from Lady Bird is also in this movie.
Saoirse Ronan.
Saoirse Ronan, I think is how you say her name. She's also
great.
in this movie. Right?
She's really talented.
She's basically starring in this. Her and Timothée Chalamet are the love interest with each other. Emma Watson, obviously a huge name. Florence Pugh, Midsommar, who I just mentioned, who's also in the Black Widow movie. She is on the up and coming. She is fucking great.
So
I will.
Yeah, sorry. You go.
No, you go first.
I wasn't actually too interested in seeing this, but now that I know that Saoirse Ronan is in it, I actually might see it because I've really liked everything she's done. Brooklyn, Lady Bird are 2 movies I think are very underrated. Well, actually, Lady Bird got a lot of credit, but I thought Brooklyn was super good because of her, and now I'm interested. I'm intrigued, Dylan.
I think this has potential to be an Oscar contender too if it doesn't suck. So that will be another reason I will see it. Another movie coming out Christmas Day that you previously mentioned, the World War I epic 1917, directed by Sam Mendes, starring Richard Madden, Benedict Cumberbatch, Teresa Mahoney. 1917, 2 young British soldiers during the First World War are given an impossible mission: deliver a message deep in the enemy territory that will stop their own men and Blake's own brother from walking straight into a deadly trap. I'm gonna see it. I actually think this looks very good. Sam Mendes also. I think this looks very good. World War II, category not. World War One, a category not really shown in cinema all that much. No. I'm really much looking forward to this. On Christmas Day, this is probably the movie I would pick out of the 4.
Gotcha. I don't know. Like, I only watched the trailer once, and for some reason, maybe I was just in a bad mood. But I was like, I have a gut feeling that this is gonna be bad. But I could be completely wrong too. So I'll rewatch that trailer and I'll get back to you on it, because that was my first impression was, oh, this sucks. Yeah. I don't know why though. My mind was just like, yeah, this is bad.
All right. There you go, Brian Wong.
Yeah. You got one, Brian.
Fuck you. Fuck you, Brian. 1917 is gonna be great. All right, next up, that also comes out Christmas Day. And I honestly don't know if this is a Netflix movie or not. I don't remember. This is Uncut Gems, starring Adam Sandler, Julia Fox, Kevin Garnett. I don't know if that means the basketball player. I honestly haven't seen the trailers for this.
I have not seen the trailer for that either. Let's say it is Kevin Garnett, the basketball player, Celtics legend.
You know Garnett. What? Let's pause the pod real quick and watch the trailer.
Okay.
That's only fair. So we will be back in 2 seconds.
Okay, so we found out there's no trailer yet. So we can't confirm or deny whether or not that is Kevin Garnett, Celtics legend.
Yeah, no trailer. We did not just watch a trailer.
No.
There was no trailer for this movie yet. We watched a YouTube video of Adam Sandler chasing a woman down the street, which is all we have from this. Brian, I'm going to say skip it, because this movie's coming out on Christmas. It's the only movie of all the movies we just named that are, and the other movie we'll be naming after this, that don't have a trailer yet. Mm-hmm. This has the potential to be very, very bad if an Adam Sandler movie, which is either coming to Netflix or not coming to Netflix, doesn't have a trailer yet. Mm-hmm. I saw this in a couple people's things for one of the more movies they're anticipating for 2019. How? This movie is 2 hours and 50 minutes long, set in a diamond district of New York City. Howard Ratner, whom I'm assuming is Adam Sandler, a jewelry store owner and dealer to the rich and famous, must find a way to pay his debts when his merchandise is taken from one of his top sellers and girlfriend. Mm-hmm. It seems like it potentially be a more serious movie for Adam Sandler, because it's listed as a comedy, crime, and drama. I don't know. I don't know what to make of this. It's Adam Sandler, so that's really the only thing that's interesting to me. This could suck. And 2 hours and 50 minutes long seems like it could potentially be more on the serious side. Mm-hmm. But 2 hours and 50 minutes long is long for an Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah.
Although given Funny People, one of my more underrated movies, love Funny People. It was like, I think it was around like 2.5 hours long.
Yeah.
I thought it was great.
It was good, yeah. Yeah, that's actually a really decent movie. You're right. No one talks about it. But, yeah, man, I can't say whether I'm going to see this or not, because I don't know anything about it, including whether or not Kevin Garnett is in it. Celtics legend.
To be determined.
Hey,
yeah.
Dylan, anything's possible, you know?
Uncut Gems. Undecided. Not available. And our final movie that we will be talking about in this list, since I'm sure Brian Wong is ready to get off the pod, and that is Spies in Disguise, the animated movie coming, I think, from DreamWorks. When the world's best spy is turned into a pigeon, he must rely on his nerdy tech officer to save the world. This is starring Tom Holland, our boy, Karen Gillan, Will Smith, Ben Mendelsohn, Rashida Jones. Will Smith is the spy in question, and Tom Holland is his nerdy tech officer. Fuck this movie.
Yeah, okay, this looks awful.
What, like, he gets turned into a bird and that's it? Like,
yeah, and like, honestly, the beginning of the trailer, I was like, this could be fun. Will Smith in this animated spy movie. And they're like, but he's actually a bird now. It's like, this looks awful. No thanks.
The premise of this movie, now that I'm actually talking about it and thinking about it, this is a fucking absurd premise to a movie. Yeah. He's a spy who drinks like a slurp, and he gets turned into a bird. Now he's a bird spy? Mm-hmm. What? Fuck this movie. I will not see this movie in the theaters. Yeah. No. I don't care if Tom Holland's in it or not. What a dumb premise for a movie.
I can't disagree with you, Dylan.
When a gets turned into a pigeon.
Yeah.
He's not even like a sparrow. He's a fucking pigeon. He must rely on his nerdy tech officer to save the world. You could be turned into like, I don't know, anything other than a pigeon. I don't even have anything funny to say.
Just make a fun spy movie, animated spy movie with Will Smith. That feels like they could have had something there.
I'm exiting out of my browser. Fuck this movie.
All right, so
I'm putting Uncut Gems ahead of that movie. Fuck that.
Yeah, you know what I'll be seeing, because this is 2 weeks after Star Wars, probably Star Wars again. So.
Or maybe that's when I'll go see Little Women.
Yeah.
When fucking Spies and the Pigeons comes out.
Oh, man. All right, so that was the last one.
That is it. That is 2019.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to reevaluating 1917 because you think it's going to be very good. So.
Ooh, buddy, I got one more thing to say. Ooh. I just found out that Lake Stanfield is in Uncut Gems. Lake Stanfield from Atlanta, also from Sorry to Bother You.
Ah, all right.
A very, very good actor. Awesome. He's awesome in Atlanta. Was also very good in Sorry to Bother You. I highly recommend that movie to you, Brad. That's a very weird,
I'll check it out.
Different movie. I think it's actually on Hulu. Check it out.
Cool.
Lake Stanfield, very good. I'm actually now a little more intrigued by Uncut Gems, also because I fucking hate that Spies in Disguise movie.
It made you somehow change your opinion on Uncut Gems.
Also, that's an A24 movie. Oh man, this movie's coming together. It is a Netflix movie. It is an A24 Netflix movie. With Uncut Gems. Rewind the tape. I'm back in an Uncut Gems. I now see why people were saying they're looking forward to this. A24, who can do no wrong. Lake Stanfield and Adam Sandler, and it's gonna be on Netflix for free.
And I'm back Celtics legend Kevin Garnett.
And Celtics legend Kevin Garnett.
Yeah.
Brian, I'm back. I'm actually not really looking forward to this movie.
All right. I still need to see a trailer before I can say anything definitively one way or another.
All right, that's it. Now that's the year. Uncut Gems. Looking forward to it.
All right. Well, what do you want to add? Anything else before we do our sign off and all that?
That's it. This has not been an easy episode. I appreciate everybody hanging out. I appreciate Brian, you letting me put you on hold for like 10 minutes as I run away from my house.
Don't even worry about it. Dylan, where can they find you online?
DJ Clubberlang on Twitter with 2 B's in Clubber. That's all. Lang, as in DJ Clubberlang. That's all you need to find me. You don't need anything else. You don't need information on me.
All right, and then I believe next episode we are going to cover Mindhunters.
I think we're potentially maybe a dual episode.
Okay.
But yeah, I think we're gonna be doing Mindhunter and maybe It.
Oh right. Shit. Yeah, that's right.
I think maybe we're definitely gonna be doing Mindhunter, and then we're definitely gonna be doing It. Whether it's the same week, I don't know. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. You know, I think a lot of the movies are really starting to roll out. Starting next weekend, starting with It. So
who knows? Maybe you guys will get 2 shorter podcasts so we can focus each. We can film at one time, but film them back to back.
I do also want to note. I think that I will not reveal what it is, but I would say check out Wicked Good Everything around Halloween time for something that we're collaborating on. We're getting ready to put together right now with some other personalities that Wicked Good Everything.
It's going to be an all hands on deck. I'm thinking.
I'm not going to say it's going to be the biggest thing we've done, but I think production wise and just having all it's like our Avengers movie.
Right.
Having everyone put together. This is what We Get Everything's been building to. We're all going to be in the same room. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be very cool.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm excited also for all the planning and stuff. Honestly,
agreed.
That's what I get into is like putting it all together. But you guys will see that sooner than later. Honestly, it's only like 60 days till Halloween. Yep. So check. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, Wicked Good Podcast. We're over 10 subscribers, Dylan. We did it. It happened. Make sure you check out that. We had an episode of Better Radio. Dylan will be coming on Better Radio soon.
Well,
I'm so excited for that. And you can follow me on Twitter at @theFakeBMar. That's BMARR. You can follow the channel on Twitter at WGEverything, on Instagram at Wicked Good Everything, on Twitch at twitch.tv/WickedGoodEverything. Main channel, of course, youtube.com/WickedGoodEverything. And when we get to 100 subscribers, we'll make the youtube.com/Wicked Good Podcast. But for now, it's youtube.com/ a ton of random letters and numbers. So, but thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.
Yeah, I mean, I want to shout out too quickly. Your guys' Overwatch coverage has been great. Something I know nothing about, but I've been tuning into it, and it's been a lot of fun.
Oh, I will let them know because, yeah, it's hard. You know, when we started it off, there weren't a lot of people covering the preseason of Overwatch, so we were getting like really good numbers, but then all the big established channels started covering the league once it started up again, and it's been a struggle. So, hey, if you guys also like it, watch it so that we do it again next year, because right now, honestly, not looking like we're going to do it again next year.
So. Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. Okay.
But
right,
hey,
well,
unless people come in.
All right.
All right. Thanks for listening.
All right, baby. That's it. Thanks for sticking around. Shout out Brian Wong. Love you. Bye.